I just might swerve in that corner. Whoa, whoa. Yo, what's going on, YouTube? In today's video, we'll be looking at strange and creepy TikToks that are going to make you question reality.
This whole CIA document is just absolutely wild. There was this remote viewer. His task was to look up where the Galactic Federation headquarters is at. And he talks about the surroundings. It's on our world. And there's these huge mountains, and then there's a giant lake. The guy says it seems a lot like Lake Titicaca in Peru. He entered this chamber, and there's this hallway, and in the middle of this room was this altar. All of a sudden, from above, there was this beaming white light, and there was a group of entities standing in white robes. He said it seemed very spiritual, religious. He didn't know how to describe it. In 2000, Italian archaeologists discovered at the bottom of Lake Titicaca was this ancient temple.
No way.
That really matched up with this CIA document. It's also the highest lake in the world.
What would be significance to that? The Bible talks about how if there was this fallen angel civilization high in the mountains and like we're above destruction, for like God to flood it and be like, you're not beyond my reach.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yo, I think they flooded out a lot of these ancient civilizations, right? There's a lot of stuff at the bottom of lakes, at the bottom of the ocean, a lot of ancient artifacts. They're still finding them till this day. So what do you guys think's really down there? Or what really happened? Why did that ancient civilization get put underwater? Now that's crazy. Imagine seeing this as you're driving.
Someone please tell me what this is called. Watch this building right here. See how I back away and it's getting bigger? Like, what is going on? And then I get closer and it gets smaller. It's more interesting when you see it from this angle. Ready? All of a sudden it's like growing. And then I get closer, and now it's small.
Optical
It's gotta
illusion.
have something to do with the perspective, I guess, where it takes up more of my window, so it looks like it's bigger. I don't know. What is it called?
Yo, he tripping out right now. He like, oh my God.
Can I blow your mind right now? Okay. If the center of the Earth is hot, why is the bottom of the ocean cold? Right? Let that sink in. So you're closer to the source of the Earth's heat, but the water is colder. It doesn't make sense. So Chris and I were talking about this because we were flying to see our sister last summer, and we're going over the ocean. And I said, make it make sense, Chris. Scientists expect us to believe that the center of the Earth is 100% pure lava, which is liquid fire. You can look this up. So shouldn't the bottom of the ocean be boiling water? Well, it's not. It's cold water. So there's only one explanation for this. There's only one explanation. And that is that the center of the Earth is actually frozen. And if this is a hard thing to believe, you just have to look to the evidence. And who gives us the evidence? The same scientists that try to tell us that the center of the Earth is hot. Okay, so if you really want to go down this rabbit hole with me, ask yourself why 50% of scientists say that the dinosaurs were killed by the Ice Age, and the other 50% say it was because of volcanic eruptions. Well, if the center of the Earth is frozen, what comes out of a volcano? I think you know where I'm going with this.
What is this just floating in the sky? We got all type of craft in the air.
Y'all, everybody sitting here watching this, literally.
Oh, I did not expect that.
A flat Earth, but
Look.
yeah.
We can solve that right now.
Okay.
If you take a telescope and look into the sky, every planet and star you see is round.
Yeah, for sure.
If the Earth was flat, when you see a rainbow, it would just go straight across.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be in an arc.
It wouldn't be a spill.
What?
Like that. Yeah.
And if you study longitudinal lines eventually curve off, but they don't stay straight.
Yeah.
When we get done with this, I'll show you footage of things that look like the biblical description of angels.
Yeah.
The truth is stranger than fiction. Once the government came out and said that they have off-world craft, you can look this up. They said that UFOs do exist. Off-world craft, we have them in our possession. What does that mean? We went from the Model T Ford to Bugattis in less than 100 years. We got fiber optics from these vehicles. A lot of the stuff that we have is from this. And if you watch Joe Rogan's interview with a CIA guy, he said that our technology is held back 100 years based off what they already have in inventory and what's allowed to be released to the public.
You know what I feel like, right? My bad to interrupt this guy, but the technology's old, right? That we have. They say the technology that they have is hundreds of years old. We all know that there was cataclysms here on this plane at some point in time in our history, right? Meaning the world is very, very old. Meaning the technology that they have here, the people who are able to survive these cataclysms, is very, very advanced. That does not mean that it came from some ball in some space millions of light years away. It doesn't mean that. It could be right here on our own home. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he want to talk about longitude and latitude. That really ain't got, that don't explain nothing. I'm just saying.
Okay, speaking of Joe Rogan, did you see where they said they now have the technology to where you can dream and communicate through the dream?
Yes. In the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, a creature is shown, an event is shown. Now,
Based on a real movie. I mean, real thing, real events.
there's a man by the name of Dr. Stephen Greer. Dr. Stephen Greer has debriefed government officials about his experiences with non-human intelligences. When certain people he debriefed saw the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, they all looked around and said, somebody knows what's going on here. University scientists that have confirmed that these bodies that they found in Peru match the same description for the creature in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They verified that these were living beings on the planet. They have part reptilian DNA, part human DNA, and part other DNA that's not in the biological tree. This has been fact. It is proven facts. They have evidence that there are multiple factions of non-human intelligences, and they all don't get along with each other. Declassified footage called the Mosul Orb from satellite and drone footage from in war zones. They see these silver spheres on camera. These spheres go into outer space and change the trajectory of asteroids.
Oh, wow.
There is a global defense system powered by some form of AI that is preserving the planet. I had an experience as a kid where I seen something flying in the sky, and you know, if you study aviation, you know, the Wright brothers, you know, they took a certain path to get their plane to fly. And then if you study aerospace, I was a physics major at first when I went to college. So you study aerospace, you know, in order to get a rocket to go into the air, you need thousands of pounds of jet fuel and a very powerful motor, right? Engine. I seen something that was flying without any of that. That intrigued me. So I went to go research. And I went to go research expecting to find that there was some sort of technology that somebody was operating, but it wasn't like that. You feel me? It was.
So he low-key contradicted himself, and I don't mean to do this to bro, but listen, he talking about we have technology that is supposedly hundreds of years past what we know, right? Yet he's saying that he's seen something in the sky, went to do his own research and was hoping to find something on Google basically that says, oh, we have this technology and we're using it. What? Bro, if you're seeing this in the sky and you know that they're keeping ideas from you and they're keeping information from you and they have technology that they're not going to release to the public, what makes you think that your research is going to find that they have this technology? Y'all kind of understand where I'm coming from? It's just like, this is what kind of hurts the community in a way, is when people just start saying stuff, right? And then we believe it, or the community believes it, or now they start being confused, right? Because one person saying this, another person saying that, and they don't really know what to believe, right? And we all think that this person is a person of status, so yeah, we're going to believe everything that he's saying. He must know the truth. But the videos that he's seen, we've all seen too. They all circulate online. We see the orbs flying. We see these things. That does not necessarily mean that they came from, like I said, somewhere out there. This is technology that's been here, always been here, right? Look at old ancient texts. These things have been here. This is an old people to this planet, to this plane, right? They've been here for a very long time. We are a new people. Our minds can't even fathom certain things, right? We haven't been here as long.
Man, I don't know, man. Paul is a real conspiracy theorist, though. Like, you don't even believe in dinosaurs. Yeah. Oh, no. Why? I always thought they was fake. I don't know. I never believed that they existed. I mean, I don't know. And kind of once you realize that Santa Claus isn't real, you know what I'm saying? The Easter Bunny not real. Then it's like, well, what else y'all lying? Yeah.
Y'all believe in dinosaurs? What about aliens? What about Loch Ness Monster? You think these things are real? Real to our history? Or if they were real, maybe the story is just not correct. Maybe things just aren't lining up the way that they tell us. You know what I'm saying? What if dinosaurs were something different? And they might have been here, might still be here. We just look at them as something different. You know, a rhinoceros, an alligator, a crocodile.
When people say, how are things going? You say, wonderful. You say, how's life? You say, terrific. You say, how's your relationships? Couldn't be better. How is your health? How are you feeling? I feel great. In other words, don't talk about negative things, because when you talk about negative things, you actually increase them and you draw more of them into your life. Look at the people that you know who have problems. You notice the people that you know who have problems all the time, never seem to solve their problems? Are people who talk about their problems all the time? To him that hath shall more be given, from him who hath not even that which he has shall be taken away. Now, this is another critical point with regard to relationships. And I learned this again in my studies. It is that each of us has a certain amount of suffering that we've gone through, and people fall in love with their suffering. People love their suffering. As a matter of fact, they feel that they've paid for it, they've thought about it, they've lived with it for so long that most people are very reluctant to give up their suffering. You can't talk them out of it. You say, well, why don't you just forget it? Why don't you just put it behind you? Why don't you just get on with it? They say, well, I can't do that. Do you know how much I've suffered? Do you know how much emotional investment I've put into this relationship, this job, this career?
Facts.
Excuse me, you must sign in.
What's that?
You must sign in.
What is that?
You have to sign in for town meeting. Either you're a registered voter, you can sign in with the poll pad, or you're a visitor and you have to sign in using visitor pass.
You have to sign something to go to a public meeting?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
No thanks.
It's the law.
It's not the law.
Oh, she's snitching. She's snitching.
Hey, excuse me. You need to sign in as a visitor, please. You can't be in this area.
No, it's a public meeting. It's a public area. Please leave me alone.
You have.
Can you please leave me alone?
You have to sign in.
I'm trying to, ma'am. I'm trying to work here.
Excuse me. I am working here
Can you
also.
stop? I'm trying to work.
I am working here also.
Okay, go up there and work.
No, you go out. right now.
It's a public
You have
meeting,
to-
open to the public. I don't have
You
to.
have to sign
I don't have
in
to
order to
sign
be in this
anything.
room, and you have to sit up front
I
so
don't
that
have
you
to
do
sign
not
anything.
vote.
I don't have to sign anything. It's a public meeting.
I will get.
Ooh, she's snitching too. She's snitching too.
Hi, are you folks here, you citizens of the town? Residents of the town?
What's that?
Are you a resident of the town?
Did you? I'm sorry. What's that?
Are you a resident of the
Oh,
town?
I don't answer questions. Thank you, though.
Okay.
If anybody can speak.
No.
Yes, yes.
No.
You might want to check up on the law because
Well,
you're about to land
no.
yourself a lawsuit tonight. So
No,
go check
you
it. Go talk to your lawyer.
registered
Shh.
Can be recognized.
Go talk to your lawyer, sweetheart.
Oh, Apple, they fine.
Y'all agree with him? It's a public meeting. I'm just saying. Should he have to sign in? I think they be trying to put rules on us that ain't really rules. I'm just saying.
Your ass. We knew you was listening. Now your ass got to pay that money, and I want mine in cash. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now. Apple has agreed to pay $95 million to settle a lawsuit accusing Siri of eavesdropping on people. So you know what that means, right?
That means we are about to get $10. That's all that means.
That means Siri been listening to you the whole time. But my thing is this, right? If she was listening before, she's still listening. How we know she not listening? Think about them times when you went out and you was doing some shit you wasn't supposed to be doing, and the only person that knew you was doing it was Siri. You got caught up and you figured, how I get caught up? Siri told. Apple, you may be the cause of relationships ending. Why was Siri listening? That's what we need to know. We want to know why Siri was listening. And don't tell us Siri was listening for quality assurance. Siri was listening because we want to know what type of products you want to buy. Nah, y'all wasn't listening because of that. What else were you listening to? Why were you listening? Crazy thing is I don't trust these phones. Anytime you could say a name that sound like Siri, and she'd be like, huh? How can I help you? That ain't it. Siri been listening the whole time. Another question I gotta ask you is this. Why is it when you have your iPhone in your pocket, right? And you say, hey Siri, Siri don't answer. Siri never answers when that camera, that little camera thing right there, when that's covered. Think about that. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Your phone can literally see through things. I'm just saying. There's infrared cameras on there. They do it when they do your little facial scan, right? When they do that, they use infrared cameras and infrared technology, right? So therefore, your phone can see through things. When you try to cover it up, it's looking right through that. You know, you try to hide behind something, it's looking right through that. It could probably see through your clothing. I'm just saying. I'm just putting information out there for you guys. But yeah, man, the whole little lawsuit, that's what be killing me with these lawsuits, right? These class action lawsuits. It says, oh, they agreed to pay $95 million. That's nothing to Apple. I'm just saying, it's really not. So $95 million spread out through 95 million people is what, $1 per person? So you got to think of it like that. Nobody's really getting any big money. Nobody. Yo, look at the Toledo UFO. Is Ohio a real place?
Completely normal.
They were well funded, you all. They received a grant to the tune of $500,000. Yeah, a grant in the amount of $500,000 from the National Science Foundation. Okay, now that's a lot of money to do that kind of research that would allow you to people through the food. Remember I said this isn't new. Remember I said this is not new technology. This has actually been around for quite a very long time, okay? Now, on the website, the National Library of Medicine, which is a government website, I'm going to leave the link below so you can go and look at it for yourself. In fact, there are so many articles there. So many articles there available for you to read and do your own research so that you can see this plan has kind of been in place for a long time. All right. Now, however, in one of these articles on their website, they mentioned the fact that the mRNA technology was actually first used in 1989 for therapeutic purposes. Now, when nanoparticles were used successfully in an in vitro infection, that's when it was determined that mRNA technology could then be used. That was in 1989.
Finally made it. You know, I'm in a room full of producers at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, and this time all of my clothes are on. So yeah, it was worth it.
Everybody laughing, huh?
Now, some of you may know me as a stand-up comedian and from my appearances on Roast, but I am not here to roast you tonight. I want you to know that. And how could I, really? You're all so famous, so talented, so powerful. I mean, you could really do anything. I mean, except tell the country who to vote for. But it's okay. You'll get up next time. If there is one. I'm scared. Ariana, hold my finger. Well, tonight we celebrate the best of film and hold space for television. Yes.
Hey, girl, you hold your space.
Exhale for 10 seconds and keep it like that, and you command your heart to slow down. You slow your heartbeat down. And what happens is, theta is when the brain releases the gray matter. That's when the body really receives healing. That's when your body releases HGH, human growth hormone. You only experience those when you go into a deep, deep sleep.
I need this because
Most people don't even get deep, deep sleep because, especially for women, I hate to say this, but I got to say this for women first, though, because women are spiritual. They can take liquid and turn it into human forms and physical beings. So they live in the intuitive world. Once a man and his masculinity becomes sacred, he lives in the intuitive world. Our intuition and vision comes from being able to hunt. We go in the woods for 6-7 days. We instinctively know how to hunt and where to go. It's instinctively. Our intuition kicks in that way. Well, what disrupts that is the electromagnetic pulsation from the phone. So I sleep with my phones in a different room or put them in airplane mode because it disrupts your melatonin cycles at nighttime. I'm not trying to sound like a nerd, but...
No, let me tell you
I just moved my phone out my room when I go to sleep.
Nah, for real.
I've been on a, like I hate to talk about this because so many...
Look, a couple years ago, y'all, I was on that wave for real. Like, I would literally, I'd take everyone's phones, turn them off at night. I would go out, hit the switches on, you know, everything, like the extension cords and stuff, so everything would be turned off. I'd turn my Wi-Fi off, TVs off. I'd unplug everything. Really, actually, that's what I would do. Now that I think about it, I would unplug everything because I know even though I turned it off, it would still be on. So I'd unplug everything before we went to sleep. And I feel like it was working. Like I was really on some spiritual stuff. I was really on my journey then. I feel like I've gotten lazy over the past few years, and I'm not doing it as much. I definitely need to get back on that, you know. Gotta hide these phones. Don't be up on your phone real late. Don't be up scrolling. You know, you got that blue light all in your eyes, and you just scrolling for hours in the bed, you know, and then you try to go to sleep thinking you're gonna get some good sleep. It ain't gonna happen, you know. And if you do get some good sleep, it's gonna be tainted. Your thoughts gonna be tainted with everything that you was just watching.
So I'm at the store getting gas, and guess who I noticed? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Blink if you can hear me. Okay, go back right. Go back down. Okay, brighten up if you can hear me. Okay, go back normal. You want to stay bright, huh? Are you an angel? Are you here to hurt anybody?
I got you. Chapter 2 tells you all the symptoms, tells you what you should be eating and staying away from, gives you a whole list of herbs you can use, a whole bunch of vitamins, some skin treatments, some daily things that you should stay away from, and then the protocol chart from morning to bedtime every single day of the week. It tells you exactly what you should be doing and when. The Holistic Guide to Wellness. It just got back in stock. It's always going out. If the link is here, then it's available, guys. Get it while you still can. I'm telling you, you won't regret it.
Uh-oh, something going on over there. In China, what, they're trying to take her? They take him? What the heck? Oh, what the heck? They're just taking people? Where my translators at? I need some translators in the comments. What they yelling?
Yeah, so counsel, this is what's supposedly going down in China right now as we speak. Complete lockdown. Medical police just snatching individuals up off the street. And you notice it's certain individuals that they're going after. And from what I've been told and what I've been hearing, family, this is the reason for it. You see what's going on here? Supposedly, there's an actual walker outbreak. And the clip you're looking at right here, fam, I don't know if it's real, but I can tell you this. It's not from a movie. I don't know where it's from, what it's from. I just received it. Now I'm presenting it to you guys. You draw your own conclusions. But with the way things are running right now, I wouldn't be surprised if this is 100% real. In that first clip, the police are going around and just locking people up for some reason, for some sort of outbreak. Now, I don't know what they claim their narrative is or what's really going on, but counsel, believe me, there's something happening. Whether it's contrived or not, it's gotten out of hand. They've lost control of whatever plan they had put into motion, and now it's taken on a life of its own, just like in the movies, just like in reality. It's called Murphy's Law, aka karma. Anyway, you guys let me know how you feel in the comments, and we'll discuss it more. Let's go. Bang, bang.
Is that a zombie outbreak? Like, what's really going on over there, right? In China, if that was in China. Let me know, guys. Have y'all heard anything about zombie outbreaks in China? Because that don't need to come over here. And I feel like that probably will come over here next if it is happening over there right now.
You may have heard former NFL player Mike Williams died from a tooth infection.
Oh, no.
His diagnosis was bacterial sepsis with cerebral abscesses and necrotizing lobar pneumonia due to multiple caries and retained tooth roots. Basically, decay from his teeth, bacteria went up into his bloodstream, into the brain, and killed him. What's the most common cause of getting a brain abscess? Bacteria or fungi? In this case, it was bacteria from the teeth. And how do you know if you have a tooth infection leading to a brain abscess? This is an example right here. They take an MRI in the hospital. By then, it could be too late. Some of the symptoms: confusion, irritability, muscle paralysis. Basically, if you have holes in your teeth, you have broken down teeth, you need to see a dentist ASAP. This is why dentistry should be part of universal health care. A healthy mouth leads to a healthy body. And remember, no coke, no drugs. Thank you.
I thought they was both the same thing. We got orbs in the sky, y'all.
One right there is obvious. It's either a drone or a plane that's flying above them. But those 4 dots right there, it's flying over. Those things have not moved. Holy cow.
You know they eat. That is not bullshit.
Have you heard of the blood harvesting conspiracy? The concept of harvesting adrenochrome from people's blood has been discussed in conspiracy theories for years now, and it's safe to say it sounds like a dark and sinister practice. The idea claims that adrenochrome, a chemical compound produced in the body during stress or excitement, is extracted for supposed anti-aging or euphoric effects. While it's a frequent topic in the conspiracy circles, there's no scientific or credible evidence, but there's certainly a lot of people talking about it.
You know they eat. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires.
Facts.
And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood. They do, Tucker. Stop staring at me like that.
You're freaking me out, man. Because you spent your life in the entertainment business, so I think you have some authority on this.
So many kids that I was in mental institutions with over the years, they are all from those cults. And they've covered it all up. They covered it all up and,
Could the elites in Hollywood be secretly harvesting for its supposed rejuvenating effects? While these ideas are popular in certain conspiracy circles, there's no real evidence to back them up. Missing persons and human trafficking are serious issues, but the link is just speculation with no solid facts. As always, this video is purely for entertainment purposes, but it's always good to stay informed, question everything, and always dig deeper before believing the wildest theories.
Лена Анатольевна, мы вот сами не можем поверить. Мы пошли погулять.
I see that cross in the sky.
И вот здесь вот такое чудо.
I saw Justin Trudeau, and I saw him being removed from his position.
Justin Trudeau's 9 years as Canadian Prime Minister is coming to an end. Today, he announced he will step down as the leader of the governing Liberal Party.
I saw the people of Canada interceding for the Canadian government, for their land. And the Lord said there would be great change, and there would be a dividing line between the far left and the far right, and you will see a rising of a Holy Ghost revival from sea to sea, which he was referring to the Atlantic to the Pacific. And he said there will be a major revival. For he said even Justin Trudeau and Emmanuel Macron will be dealt with. There will be things that shift he said because of Emmanuel Macron holding back, it was a communism. It's like it's trying to bring a new world order. It was demonic over Europe. And I saw Emmanuel Macron was like the leader over this. And the Lord told me, he said, there will be a window. There will be in this season of great revival.
For he has brought great corruption in Canada, and the people of Canada have cried out to me, and I will deliver thee, and there will be revival that breaks forth from shore to shore, and great things will happen, and you will soar.
Yep.
There will be a dividing between the far left and the right. You will see this in the days, and it will happen overnight. You'll see Justin Trudeau, that demonic spirit that's on him, he will be removed.
From sea to shining sea. Yeah, these are some of the most creepy and strange TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.